Hi, I'm Sarah of Sarah Wing Intuitive Arts, and this video today is about emotion. And I was recently turned on to the fact that we have a grand water trine that's going to be with us for 2 weeks. And that means it involves the signs Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, the water signs. And as an empath, I just have to say I've got to remember because I started recording and my video just shut down with all of these emotions swimming in the collective, especially so heightened right now. I have to remember that as I'm activating them for the collective or transmuting negative energy for the collective, things can happen, like electronic devices shutting down. So I'm going to be mindful and just ask and set the intention that this recording will run smooth. So I'm Sarah of Sarah Wing Intuitive Arts. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, welcome. Please subscribe if you enjoy the content, like if you like the video, and if you feel so called, leave a comment. So yes, I am going to talk a little and draw some cards today. I have the Oracle of the Mermaid deck. Again, water. We have the Grand Trine, 3 water signs. And then I also grabbed the Flowers of the Night Oracle. And honestly, I grabbed this deck specifically for Scorpio. When I think of Scorpio, I think of dark, and I think of like the lower depths of the ocean. These places that right now are a little more amenable, accessible, places we don't necessarily dive into, that we shut down. We can't access these depths. But really, so many times what we feel is off limits is like, it's almost like sunken treasure at the bottom of the ocean, and we think, oh, well, that's for the pirates, that's for, that's too risky to get near or open up. This is a great time to kind of take that opportunity and see what gold, what treasure is in there, and see what at these deeper emotional depths you want to claim or reclaim, and what you maybe just want to shed farewell and let lie at the bottom of the ocean. Let in a way of kind of sending it out amongst the waves, letting it rest, or letting it be for another, could be for another time, but not in the sense of opening it up and getting spooked, spooked by what's inside, and then having that kind of mental anchor to what you find. Sorry, a little bit of side rant, which happens when you restart, when things shut down. So yeah, so there's a lot of emotion, chance to like ride these emotional waves right now. A lot of family dynamics, very strong right now. And with this emotion and deep emotion and nurturing emotion, we think of Cancer, this, how do we nurture ourselves? How do we nurture others? Devotion to these nurturing ways, or devotion to our emotional states, honoring as they arise. And just this really potent time, emotional time. I realized that there was this water trine coming in where I felt it the other day through this burst, like this huge wave of emotion, of angry emotion that just hit me. It just came like a tidal wave and ran through my system the other day. And as somebody who is either activating positive emotions in the collective or transmuting negative emotions for the collective, I knew whatever anger really shooting up through me, whatever that was not just mine. You know, it was some of my own, but also the collective shooting up. But it was really potent. So it was just the days up to gathering these points for the grand water trine to again be here from about the 14th through the 28th of September. And I noticed throughout the day, after I had this uprising of anger run through me, like really unavoidable, just it's like getting hit upside the head. Like, what happened? I started noticing in the world around me, in my environment, you know, the sounds of honking or people screaming. And I've noticed that today. And I share that just to say, if it seems like people are going a little Mad Max, a little out of their minds for the next 2 weeks, emotions are really running high. Family dynamics are really running high. There's going to be a lot of tears. There might be a lot of loss, a lot of grieving going on. But just putting that message out there. So if your family dynamics, you know, if you have, let's say, a sibling and suddenly you two are clamoring over something back in childhood, but I guess in a way that you hadn't before, you know, if something was getting stirred up, that could be a reason why. Like with everything in life, it's good to just know this too shall pass. You know, the change will come. You know, you'll ride the wave, or as the wave, you can never drown in the ocean, no matter how big. You can only rest and remain part of it. So if it feels like emotions are tidal waving over you, know that you are a wave like everybody else, and you're just part of this ocean, and you will come in and come out, and we're all in this together. So why don't I pull an Oracle of the Mermaid card? And you know, because emotions are so high, I don't even want to pose a specific question. I just want to see what comes through. Ooh, actually, so I got full chills. Guidepost for, oh, and my throat's activating. Okay, guidepost for the next 2 weeks. A guidepost for the next 2 weeks. I'm like choking on this card, so let's see. Wow. Okay, so we have the present, gift, treasure, revelation of own value, nowness. Wow. So remember I was talking about a treasure chest at the bottom of the ocean? Now this face, I feel like there's a sense of determination. I'm not saying this is a happy emotional state this person is in, but I feel like there's determination to see it through. I feel like there's a claiming. So whatever these shadow emotions, these I can't do it, the things that you've either buried you say you can't do, or the parts of you that you just don't like looking at, but they're all valid, they're all fine, they're all part of you. I feel a sense of determination and just owning it because of the way that she's gripping that chest. I don't feel like she's hiding it or really defending it. I feel like this is like to claim it. Like, I'm reclaiming this. Like, I'm reclaiming whatever this is. So gift, treasure, revelation of own value. So think of the Cancer aspects of this grand water trine. So that means nourishing, right? How do we nourish ourselves? Owning exactly where and who we are in our body, owning our bodies in a new way. Maybe that just means getting more sleep, drinking more water, anything that you can involve yourself in and around water more. It would be so nourishing right now, because the emotions will get in. You can't hide from emotions. It's like if you're in an ocean, you can't hide from water. And if there's big emotions around you and within you, you can't hide from them. They're there. You know, they're as tactile as water. Like I said, when that anger rose up in me so abruptly, you can't avoid it. It's like being knocked upside the head. Like, hey, you, by the way, you're angry now. Or like when you're overcome with a sense of grief and you're grieving part of yourself, or you may be grieving a loss of someone, or a loss of part of someone or part of yourself. You know, you get, again, hit upside the head and suddenly you're just bawling. And there is no, right now, especially with the grand water trine, there's no immunity. I don't think there's any tapping out. I think even if you don't know how to put words to it, or you feel like you're not doing it the right way, the collective, people around you, your environment is going to show you and mirror you right now of exactly, yes, you're feeling that. Guess what? Me too. Or maybe you don't know how to grieve something. I feel like that you're going to run into people or see examples throughout your day, one way or another, one form or another, you know, that give you examples of grieving. And you're going to kind of sit and take those in a little deeper right now. So I'm going to draw a card from the Flowers of the Night Oracle. And I specifically want this to be around family, because so many of us who are empathic, sensitives, or just in awakening right now on this planet, we've found ourselves so many times in patterns that we've lived our life through, and sometimes we see in past generations. And sometimes that sunken treasure chest, that scorpion treasure chest, sometimes that's familial patterns. And maybe there's specifically a card or cards that will help us examine, two cards again, help us examine some kind of pattern, family patterning. It might be two because I can't pull these apart. Okay. So we have hope. And we have balance. And I might open the book on these. Hope, Lady of the Night, that's the flower. I love there's a bird. And then balance, the chocolate flower. So I'm going to read the cards and I might read in the book. So hope, If you're like me and you see family patterns that you're still in, or maybe you've found your way out of, but you still see repeating in the family. I know it's really easy, especially when you're finally outside these cycles, to want better for other people and want to help in the ways that you can. And it's really easy to hit wall after wall and want to thud your head against a wall and get very frustrated. And I feel like there is a cycle. The healthiest way is, before you burn out, bringing yourself back to balance, and letting your resilience kick in so you can get back to hope. Hope on a collective level. If I need assistance with a family issue around things that I'm discussing with you right now, these familial patterns that you see playing out in family members, one of the things that I do is I will call upon loved ones who have crossed over and ask them for their assistance. And they always come through, and they come through in beautiful, perfect timing. So that is one suggestion that has worked for me. And if that's something that resonates with you, I would encourage it. So balance. What does balance mean? I'm going to just look at balance as like a seesaw. Okay. So seesaws are fun because you go back and forth. Seesaws are not fun if somebody drops off and you thud your butt to the bottom, or you're left the one at the top. Okay. If you're left alone, suspended in air, or you're left thudded on the bottom. Okay. So balance is not being one note all the time. And right now we're not going to be. Right now we're going to have these waves, these seesaw emotions, okay? Within us, around us, affecting people around us. And, probably triggering us a bunch because family is so highlighted. And I don't know, maybe it's just me being the empath, orphan black sheep one. But you tend to be the one that sees all of it, and it can be a bit triggering when other people are very triggered and it gets very loud and very angry. Just me, I'm sure, but so there's going to be these seesaws of emotion, and it's really, as much as you can, give yourself permission to nourish yourself, give yourself what you need as you're being attentive and wanting to give to others, so you don't completely be in devotional mode, so hyper-focused, such a helicopter helper, that you end up either being suspended in the air with no one to help you down, and your mental state is like hyperactive, crazy monkey mind, or you're left thud at the bottom and nobody to help you up, and that means your physical health, let's say, tanking. And a lot of the times the people that we help with physical health, they can't help us in return, and that's okay. But it's something that we need to become aware of, and we probably are if it's family, and it's like the millionth time, and we know this. So maybe this is a good time, if that resonates. Write yourself a note. Hey, do this before you do that. Hey, set an alarm that goes off every day and says, have you blah, blah, blah. Do you need a break? How's your balance? But, just honoring the fact that with these riding emotional waves and with searching these depths, you will find a deeper partnership, possibly with other people, but especially within yourself. You will find any imbalances. very quickly if you're out of balance. But this is also, because it's turbulent waters, heavy emotional waters, which again, people translate in different ways. So if you hear a bunch of people screaming all of a sudden, that's how they're addressing it, by not facing it, but shouting it. Okay? But there's a lot of opportunity for new beginnings. It's just happening. This is what comes. This is what happens when you're kind of flooded under. When you come up and you clear your eyes, you know, the shore, it's a new vision. You see things anew. So I just wanted to do this video specifically to discuss this grand water trine, because it's definitely hitting me. It's hitting my heart. It's hitting my home, literally. It's hitting my everything. And I just want you to know that, you know, this too shall pass. We're all waves in this ocean. We cannot drown in it. But we can change through it, and we can find new beginnings together. So, you are very blessed. You are very loved. You're not doing anything wrong. You're allowed to feel like you are, and you're allowed to feel like crap. But know that, you know, every day is anew, and you will find your way back to hope, no matter how under the waves you feel now. Okay? You're very loved, and until next time.